Anybody else miss that nostalgic feel of walking up a colorful lighted front porch in the 90s, going home for Christmas, seeing those big bulbs, those big bows, the colorful lights, everything that just reminds you of your family and growing up? Because same. I thought I would decorate my front porch that way this year. We're talking big bows that look like they're from the K-Mart aisle of 1997. We're talking garland that probably is from 1997. All the things, all the colorful, fun things. So I would love it if you'd hang out with me today and let's get all the nostalgia going and bring in some color on my front porch today. You can't think of a 90s nostalgic Christmas without those big bulbs, so I decided to pull some out of my box that I've had for years and haven't used, and I have some to wrap around my columns, and I have some pathway lights. And then I've also got some netted lights to put over my bushes as well. I actually decided that I was going to go outside and decorate the yard first this particular evening so that I could get the lights set up, and then we're going to do the porch the next day. I've found that it tends to be a little easier to go outside around dusk and put out these lights so that as it's getting darker, I can see how they look. And then when it is dark, I can adjust anything if necessary if it doesn't look like it's placed quite right. So that's what I'm doing right here with these pathway lights, slowly putting them down the stairs piece by piece. I know that you're probably supposed to stake them into the ground at the bottom of the steps, but I love the idea of having the steps lit up because it just reminds me of a house from my earlier years where you could see the outline of everything in Christmas lights. I regret that I don't have any to outline my door frame, but maybe I'll do that next year. For now, we're just going to outline the stairs, outline the columns, and outline the pathway. This actually didn't take that long. I was kind of surprised. They're good quality. I've had these lights for years, and like I said, I don't use them every year. I've never put them on a YouTube video, but I think it turns out lovely, and it's definitely something I intend to do again in the future because it came out so pretty, and I can't wait for you to see how it all turns out at the end of the video. So these netted lights that I have over the bushes actually change colors. They can go from colored to white to color and white. They blink, all sorts of things. I've also had these for a couple of years and I highly recommend them. I want to say that they are from Home Depot. Again, I've used them for a couple of years now. I don't have the original box, but they're pretty standard for what you can get these days. Not expensive, not cheap, but they do everything I want them to do depending on what style I want to go for. So I'm excited to use them for the first year ever, just straight colored lights and not having any kind of blinking or anything else going on. Just to remind me of home like it used to be when things were a lot simpler, including the way you can set up your lights on the front porch. Next, per usual, I love to wrap around some lights around my columns. I think that just puts the entire front porch together. I do this every season. Well, not every season. Several different seasons, always at Christmas. I usually do it at Halloween. and I just love the look of having my columns wrapped in lights. Growing up, I don't think I ever recall having lights that weren't colorful. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe the colorful lights were something everyone had, and then white lights got more popular towards the late 90s. I think I remember my mom got white lights on our big tree in the living room when I was a little older. But when I was really, really little, it was just colorful lights. And I don't recall ever having anything else. Let me know what y'all grew up with. Did you grow up with colorful lights? Did you grow up with both? Did you grow up with just the white ones? Were they blinking? I grew up in the 90s and I was born in the late 80s. By the 2000s, everything was pretty much just white color and a little bit more glamorous, but I do recall having both throughout my life. Now I like to try and incorporate both as well. Next, I'm going to quickly sweep off this front porch. It wasn't too bad from Halloween, but I love to give it a good little wipe down real quick before I start moving all my stuff out here. So we're going to do that. And then I am going to start moving around all of my palettes. Again, we're trying to go for a nostalgic vibe here. So I'm using homemade things and older things. And these palettes are actually homemade. My mom made them for me. You're going to see here this one that says, "Oh, come let us adore him." And then you're also going to see a tree that says, "For unto us a child is born." My mom made both of those a couple of years ago. I wish I could be as talented as her. I'm pretty good, but not as good as her. So I love to pull these out every year because they mean so much to me. I've been using them ever since we moved into this house, and I think they're beautiful. So I'm going to be moving those around, trying to see what's going to look best. And then I'm going to start pulling out all my smaller decor once I get everything set up, kind of as my anchors on how I want this front porch to look. And then we're going to build all the smaller detail from there. Next, I'm going to bring out this homemade wreath that my mom also made. I believe I did a few things to tweak it and change it throughout the years to match with some of my other decor. But it is homemade, it's nostalgic, it's got some of the little colorful ornaments on it, and it brings in all the nostalgic feels for me when I look at it. So it's going out here as well. Like I mentioned earlier, I do love my colorful lights and my white lights. This is my first Christmas decorating video of 2025, and I've got a couple more to come. I have decided that I'm going to continue from the front porch into the entryway when you come in with the colorful, more nostalgic type of Christmas vibes, with the colorful lights and a colorful tree and a colorful garland and some sentimental pieces that I'm going to have out on my buffet. And then as we make our way into the living room, I'm going to have my more white, glamorous golds, reds, those types of things in there. So I would love it if you would stick around and consider subscribing and see what I've got in store for my entryway and living room. And as always, at the end of all my decorating, I like to do a tour of how everything turns out. This is a hobby of mine and I thoroughly enjoy decorating. I love coming up with these different types of themes every year. I try to pay attention to trends, but honestly, I just do what I like. And what I like is my colorful lights and my white lights. And I saw this 90s thing going around with all the nostalgia, and I thought, that's kind of what I have a lot of anyway. So I wanted to incorporate that this year into different sections of my house, I guess you'd say. So that is what I wanted to do. And then we'll see what comes out in my living room with all of the leftover pieces, I guess you would say. I do love all those pieces as well. They're just not as special to me, but they certainly are beautiful. One thing that I love doing every year is to put out this lantern with some ornaments in it. I thought it might be kind of cute to put the pine cones in it this year. I've never done that, and I'm using these red ornaments instead of the gold and silver that I have used in years past to kind of match better with the colorful lights that I've got out here. I think last year I used a gold platter, something. It was from the Dollar Tree. It was like a charger. This is literally just like a 50-cent white plate that I got from Walmart a couple of years ago. And I just put that under there. And then I have this spray painted off-white bowl as well. So we like to be pretty cheap around here. We do DIYs. We try to use handmade things. And I love shopping, but there's something about your homemade decor and your handmade things that just scream sentimental, nostalgic memories and family. And I love having pieces that I can just touch and have memories to go along with them throughout the years, instead of just replacing them every 2 or 3 years with something new, even though it is probably quite beautiful. I do enjoy my nostalgia for sure. These red bows are potentially older than I am. I know that my mom had them out probably like in the early 90s, if not the late 80s. They're very beautiful, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous, and I'm happy to have them as part of my nostalgic decor out here on the front porch. And here it is after everything is finally put out. I want to show you a clip of the lights and the porch, everything in the daytime, how I ended up just putting out my simple decor. I think that goes back to a more nostalgic theme, simplicity and color, instead of just a ton of stuff. But I think it turned out absolutely beautiful, and I'm gonna also show you a clip here in a minute of how everything looks in the evenings once the lights are turned on. I think it turns out very nostalgic, simple, welcoming for the family to come over. I'm going to leave you here with these nostalgic, beautiful lights and all this decor. Let me know in the comments what you think. I hope that you have a lovely Christmas, and that whatever it is that you call home, what is nostalgic to you, I hope that you find that this year and have some wonderful memories from the past and make some wonderful ones this year as well. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!